You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time. A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air.
Well met.
Only a hearty soul travels the road these days. Steel's good, but loyalty's better. I'm loyal to Dengear first, and the Empire second. Only inside the gates. Much of Falkreath Hold is wilderness, and there's plenty of trouble to be had. Looking to protect yourself? Deal some damage?
Speak. You have something to say. Well, save your breath. The way I see it, you don't have much more of them left. Talk is for cowards whose blades say nothing. The son of Cyrodiil Temple named me the Desert Fang. The Thalmor know me as Death's Courier. To you, I am simply Savashni, the key to spare your life. I confess, I've killed enough Spriggans to start my own sawmill. I could kill you too and sell the bone meal to my farmers. You are a simpleton to assume that I am only drawn by death. Life too flourishes in this hold. The garden of ferns, thistle, and mountain flowers that grows in this hollow column stills my blood and allows me to meditate. At night, rounders camp at the mountain top affords me a view of the land. On clear nights, a bright necklace of stars. Funerary, forged in the Dragonland, is a sword and armor of the blades, sworn to the service of the true Emperor. But know this, my sword serves no one. You could be Tiber Septim reborn, and I'll still send you back to the Divines with your head in your arms. You think on who they were, and not who they are. The Blades are a group of bandits, rogues and traitors. Most of all, they are fools. Fools who couldn't see past their own weakness. Like parasites who cling to the lion's mane. The weak must ally with the strong, and pray they aren't flicked off by the stroke of its tongue. It makes no difference whether this Titus Mead is of dragon blood or schemer, just that his army stands between them and the executioner's axe. If the Blades were fools, they would measure their emperors by where they seat their Thalmor guests, at the table or on a pike. True. The one I killed to gain this armor was indeed a blade, a master of the dual sword technique, and my mentor. He was a man of 40 years, and I no older than a dozen, when I first bested him in single combat. Yet he was still my better, and our bodies would never be at an age where I could prove otherwise. At 16, my mentor had exhausted his use to me in terms of body. I would have granted him death right then, if not for the secrets his mind guarded. The Way of the Nine. Stances and techniques derived from the teachings of the Divines. That was his legacy, and his gift to me, his only pupil. But only when I was ready. A phrase thrown around by masters of all disciplines who wish to teach their pupils the value of patience. What I wasn't ready for, and never would be, was religious nonsense with which he dressed the art of the kill. Now as I enter my prime, I search for the lesson that escaped into the void when we last crossed our blades. Fool, the stance of Arche is the very heart of the dual sword technique. Life and death, ice and fire. The nature of all things are born of two. This duality applies to both life and battle. When a mortal kills a foe, in that instant, Arche grants death to one and life to the other. Or so the priestly ones will tell you. Yet the true duality lies not in the dirt and stars, but in how the blade serves as both a sword and shield. Twin moons, one sky. Each blade shifts from offense to defense, a mirror reflection of the other, and the opponent knows not where to strike. Yet as it is not a single stance, but a motion that adapts to its opponent, it has proved as impenetrable in theory as it is in practice. You will understand little of what I speak, and much of it is of no practical use, but facile metaphors tossed around by a dying man. But I will enjoy watching your brow twitch in confusion as I pass his words on to you. Take, for instance, Debella, the god of beauty. And I grow weary of your questions. Speak quickly, or not at all. It snowed that night when it should have rained. My mentor looked at the sky and said Kynereth was all out of tears. And I said, Kynereth does not cry for fools. We drew our swords and dashed through the trees, our feet rapping against the snow. The night before I had chosen my stance. While most would use the flurry of Akatosh, the technique is too violent. I could kill my mentor and lose sight of the very thing I sought to learn. And in the spiritual sense, the father does not come before the son. It was the defense of Zenithar that shielded me from his attack. If I saw both his blades as swords and not shields, I could parry, if not kill. Our blades clashed, but made no sound, muffled by the snowstorm. His swords came at me from all directions, but I kept my eyes on his feet. Or more precisely, the tracks he left in the snow. There was a pattern there, if only I had more time. To Akatosh, I went for the flurry and the kill. Yet when I saw his blade rise to the block, I hesitated, only to see that very blade run me through. It was then that he revealed the true essence of the technique. I assumed he moved to protect his life, when his stroke came for my death. But the blade missed my heart by the width of a cat's hair. I made no such mistake with his neck. Just like that, it was over. I dropped to my knees and reached for my potion as his body drowned in a cascade of snow. I tossed the half-empty bottle beside his severed head and said he could have the rest. When he didn't respond, I couldn't help but laugh. All of it, the tracks, the blood, and his legacy, washed away in a tide of white. Be gone, then. Out with it, fool. Speak.
Need something? Nah, I don't think so. Yes?
Ah, now that is good. Let's keep an eye on it.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim.
And the meat has gone off.
The meat is same as it ever
Here,
was.
take a look at this.
Fresh. Maybe your sense of taste has gone off.
The impertinence. You never would have talked to me like that when I was young.
Been talk of a little boy in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino. Get this, he's been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Foolish lad. You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
I was Jarl once, but I was encouraged to step down when I took sides with the Stormcloaks. It was an Imperial plot, I tell you. Well, not against me, against all of Falkreath. Those Imperial bastards are spying on every one of us. Last night I saw Laud the blacksmith writing a letter. Probably sending word to Solitude and General Tullius. Are you loyal to Skyrim? Break into Laud's house and get that letter. Good. Aye, not so long ago. Some will tell you I stepped down on account of my old age. Truth is, I found out about all the Imperial spies crawling around Falkreath. A few well-placed bribes, and they bought themselves some friends. Suddenly, the nobles are calling for a new Jarl. And all the while, their pockets are jingling with the sound of Imperial septons. They named me Thane. They got my nephew Siggeir in my place. A real friend to Cyrodiil, that one. Mind what you say. The Empire has ears all over this town.
You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time. A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air.
Yes?
Need
Yes.
something?
Falkreath's warriors always...
Yes?
You're not supposed to be here. Can't a man have a bit of privacy? Get out of here. Last warning. Leave now. Can't a man have a bit of privacy? Get out of here.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense? Smart woman. Now, come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods, and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Try not to judge Falkreath too harshly, visitor. The war has been hard on us.
Unless you intend to bury someone, this isn't the place you're looking for, traveler. Falkreath is known for its graveyard, traveler. We've buried more dead than you can imagine. I just finished giving my old war companion Barrett a proper burial by fire. Old Hardhead hated the idea of being lost cold in the ground. Could you deliver the ashes to Runil, the priest of Archay? He'll know the right blessings to make for Barrett's soul. Thank you.
Don't judge Dengir too harshly. He's old, but he means well.
Don't let my brother get to you, Tikla. You're doing a fine job around here. What's this, some kind of code? Need as much iron ore as you can dig up? Well, he's not spying, but it's clear the Empire's making Lords smith up more swords and armor for them. Good work. Take this. Stay safe.
Is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I take care of the shrine. Ah, Barrett's ashes. He was a good man. Not many warriors grow to a fine old age. Thank you for bringing this to me. I'll make sure he gets his rights. Here, for your trouble. Oh, merciful arcade, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Ghost is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest. I am. I came into Arcade's light after the Great War. So many died by my hand, my magics. I'm fortunate that Kust and the people of Falkreath have come to accept me as one of their own. Could you do an old elf a favor? I misplaced my journal in a cave I was exploring. I'll pay for its return. Blessing of Arcade for your help. That journal means a lot to me.
My husband Matthias and I attend Torchlight Farm. a dead man's drink. I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim.
Of course.
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
Melvin? Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. I'm the steward here. I serve under Jarl Siggeir and Jarl Dengir before him.
Looking sloppy today. I want you to reduce their wages for the
Many battles have been fought here over the centuries. Graves were dug and monuments built, and the town grew around these. In time, Falkreath came to be known as the Heroes' Graveyard. Many noble jarls and renowned warriors asked to be buried here. Falkreath's reputation has faded somewhat, but the graves remain, reminding us of the one inevitable truth of life. The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details. May wisdom forever light your path.
Yeah, Bolin speaks much about the war and the Stormcloaks, but he knows who provides.
Preparing the defenses is almost impossible lately. Every time we get
Work?
a war report, our
I demand tribute before you can be considered for any real tasks.
Procuring supplies is a guessing
How about drink? None of that
Weapons are
local
well
piss. Real Blackbriar mead, fresh from Riften.
A merchant could be selling weapons to an invading force.
You better. I hate people who waste my time. Come and see me again sometime. I might have some use for you. Why have taxes not come in from Granite Hill, Nenya? We should send some guards down there.
They are only a little late, Jarl.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. You think you've got what it takes? Our headquarters is in Solitude.
But when their emissary arrives, I want words with him.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Maven's going to kill me.
Don't let the shop's name frighten you away. I have plenty of reliable tonics and healing potions to sell. Take a look. Falkreath's warriors always return. As long as you clean up, you know how to use it, right? Mix a couple ingredients together, see what happens. A little wheat and blisterwort makes a healing potion, if you didn't know. We have plenty of ingredients for sale, too. Well, my family back in Hammerfell didn't approve of my interest in lethal poisons and death in general, so I left and wandered north. When I found this town, with its huge cemetery, I felt right at home. I opened the shop, and I've never looked back. This is where I belong. All right, then.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Can I get you something? Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak. His name's Bolin. He's the one who works the lumber mill down by the river. If you meet him, don't expect much in the way of conversation. He ain't one for talking, especially with folk he don't know. I was once, but not anymore. I was wounded in a skirmish up near Windhelm. This was years ago, mind you. Now maybe I don't pick up a blade in Ulfric's name no more, but I still hold with his ideals. Skyrim is Nordland, and we ought to rule it. We don't need no help from the Empire on that count. Take a look. Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time.